Oh, hey, it's been a while. The last thing you would have seen in the video was working on this guy right here. But I've done a lot since then. I've done a lot. I just didn't have the heart to make videos during school this year. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys a bit of a tour of what we've been working on. And so what I'm going to do is give you guys a bit of a tour of what we've been working on. And hopefully you think it's pretty cool because what I have coming next is going to be even cooler. All right, all right, all right. All right. So, the world, from what you're looking at right now, probably looks pretty similar, but it'll start to change once we come up here. You'll notice that a lot more flowers are filled in. I got a beehive hanging in the middle of the air. I gotta get rid of that campfire. But I got a bunch of bee boxes all around here. And this all started because I needed a lot of honey. A lot of honey. And this was good at the start, but eventually I needed more. So, you know, there was stuff we had to do about that. By the way, what do you think of the Christmas skin? I think it looks pretty nice. Pretty nice. Got my Christmas sweater on and my favorite pants. So, we're looking pretty snazzy. So the next thing we did was I needed a mine because I was running out of resources. So we built this. I wanted to base it off of kind of the original mine shaft kind of feel, but like expand on that. And this is what we got. And we stopped at this junction here. At this junction, you can find the East Iron Mine. So here I can dig out and get a bunch of iron. And of course, I have the track system so that I can use my chest mine carts, which is currently in the way. But we can always keep on going. I'm just gonna take a moment to stop here to show you the West Iron Mine and the view looking down from this bridge. I think it looks pretty gnarly. I'm very happy with it. I also kind of forgot to show you something over here is I slabbed off this whole cave so we could have it look, oh, there is one mob, but for the most part mobs don't spawn down there. And it can look all nice and dark, and I think it looks really nice. continuing on, we keep on our way down. We get to kind of view it on the way up with the waterfall, and we make it to the end because I honestly didn't finish this train track. Um, I at the time I didn't have a lot of iron. Hint hint. At the time, or at this current time, I do. So, yeah, I didn't fully finish digging this out. I got bored and moved on because, as you know, one of the rules in our world, you just have to focus on the little things. And I'm not gonna like force myself to dig a bunch if I don't have the motivation to do it. I'll definitely come back and finish this at some point, but right now, I'm not super concerned about it. So let us fly down. This is where our skeleton farm is, if you ever watched the streams in the early days. And our enchantment setup. But if you keep going this way, you can eventually come down here. You come with this layer. We eventually make our way all the way down to here, where I built this lake with some diamonds I accidentally mined into because I was strip mining, and I feel very foolish. Uh, very foolish. But it is what it is. And this is our east and west diamond mine. I haven't, like I said, it hasn't been fully finished, but this area is like 99% done. I just have to finish digging out a couple areas and adding tracks, and then it is done. So this was the first thing we worked on. I'm pretty proud of it. I think it's a cool mine for our kingdom here. And yes, I said kingdom. So if you don't already know what the plan, you will hear about it later this episode. I did add no Enderman grief, but it wasn't too. It was already too late for a lot of the damage to be done. So next thing you'll notice is we have a lake here. Now we have talked about making this lake in the past because I felt like a lake at the base of the mountain would look very good. I ended up building it. I finally got it done. Uh, I think it looks pretty good. I think we need to put some sand and gravel in the base of it because right now it's looking a little dirt. But other than that, it's looking pretty good, and I've been for the most part able just to ignore that for the time being. But what's this? We have these bubble columns. This brings you down into the base of operations. Now, this has been teased in the past if you watch the streams. So it has been teased in the past, but this is how you enter. I don't even have a name for it. I just realized I don't have a name for it. The copper, the copper. I'm trying to think of a good name. The copper. What would be a good name for this? I don't know. Leave me some ideas in the comments. Uh, but it's very heavily themed around copper, and basically the lore is I am this being in this world that like creates different civilizations all around the world. You know, some of them in different time periods and technology levels. And the copper golems are like my minions, kind of like to my Gru that help me do the building. And so you see I got some statues of them in the lamps here. Uh, Courtesy of Corrales for this idea to use them in structures. So I think it looks pretty nice, pretty nice. As you can tell, I love copper. I love how I can like play with the oxidation as it gets closer to water. And up there you can see my fish swimming by. They're having a good old jolly time. I have one of every tropical fish in there. I had to travel very far to get to them, but yeah. And then down here I got some more fish. I don't know where they are. Where are they? Can they die? We're just going to ignore this. I had fish there. I guess I didn't feed them enough. They're gone now. So, Now, you'll notice that there is doors at all cardinal directions. Ooh, that open automatically and enter these kind of like corridors with water in the bottom, like almost in kind of like a high-tech sewer kind of feel. And then along each side, you see these windows peering into my different farms. And that's really what this area is meant to be, is it's my center hub with all my chests and my farms. They aren't running right now, but I could start it like this and it would get going. I have it auto crafting to paper, which is pretty gnarly. It hasn't filled up quite yet, but it's getting there. It's getting there. And then over here, it's very loud, but we have my XP farm and some like brewing stations and nether wart so I can make the infestation potions. My creeper farm, so I'll just go into free cam so I can show you. I have a bunch of layers on the creeper farm. It's just chilling there. Oh, by the way, to do that, I had to light up the caves. This took forever, for the record. I just wanted to acknowledge that so you guys can appreciate how much work I put into getting a creeper farm underground. Um, it was not a fun time. It was not fun at all. Over here we have the bee farm. Back to kind of what I was hinting at earlier that I needed more bees. So we have wax on this side and we have bottles on this side. And I built this big tree in the middle. I think it looks pretty nice with the big beehive with bees floating around. It's pretty nice. Hope that so we're getting kind of full. Um, yeah, it's pretty nice. Over here, you can see the further we go down, the more unfinished it becomes. Missing a door here. Is my villager cycler. Now, fingers crossed this works first try. Ah, there's always two on the first try when I'm showing someone. It works entirely other than sometimes you get two villagers. And it just lets you cycle through your villagers and trade with them. And, once their trades are out, you just go to the next one. It's just a nice way of getting emeralds. I have spots for 6 different types of villagers. Obviously, I have the librarians there that I can sell my paper to. I decorated the redstone room over here so you can see the like modules that I designed. Sometimes they get a little stuck here, but they always end up there eventually. So I'm pretty proud of this redstone. It was one of my first redstone projects I did in this world. And up here we have the villager killing area, or not killing. What? Bit of a Freudian slip. It was a Freudian slip. We have the villager breeding and curing area once again with the brewing stand, with the barrel with the stuff we need in it, and like a little nether wart farm. It's a nice way to decorate stuff is to decorate it for functionality. Like, might have a big nether wart farm one day, but I'm never gonna really need more than this. And I can just kind of decorate the area with what I need around it, and that's always nice. Next up, we're just gonna fly over here, is the bamboo farm, which is not running because I unloaded the chunks. Let us get this running. All right, this one isn't going to get running until I rebuild one section of it, and I honestly don't feel up to that task right now. But this thing does work pretty well. It just gets unloaded when I go over to the castle area, so I'll probably just castle area. What castle area? What? Me and these Freudian slips these days. I'm sharing more than I should be. Uh, yeah, so I have one section just fills it with bamboo. One fills it with bamboo planks, and one fills it with chests. It just has an auto crafting system in the back. I designed this myself. I need to rebuild it. So I was it isn't hooked up with the levers yet, so it doesn't like switch between them depending on the lever. And the reason I haven't done that is because I've decided I want to totally redesign it to do double hopper speed. Because you'll notice this is double hopper speed right now, and this is single hopper speed, and I didn't plan for that accordingly. And so, however, this does work quite well, I need to make it double hopper speed. And so I need to redesign that one in creative. And this is where I had a beacon, so I need to fill this in. But what's with all the chests? Man, I could really use a sorting system, you know? Yeah, I could use a sorting system. Anyways, um, this entire area here is plans to go down here, so three rooms on each side, down a hallway, and then proceed in a circle around. And as you can see, I have it laid out here. We come up over here. You see, this is a place where I can have an amethyst farm set up. We keep on coming over this way. As you can see, it's not fully finished, but we make it to a shulker farm. Now, I don't want to spend too much time here because they'll start shooting at me. But this did take forever to build out, or dig out, and build this thing. And I transferred the shulkers over here. Painfully, but it's pretty nice. I like it. It's getting us lots of shulkers. But now you're probably wondering, why do we need so many shulkers? Like, what is the meaning of the shulkers? Oh, here's my statue room. Uh, we need the shulkers for a special storage system I designed. Now, the room we're in right now is kind of a multi-purpose room. It's supposed to represent like the room I live in. So I have my bed where I would traditionally set my spawn point. We have one of every axolotl but the blue one in here. They just go like AFK unless I go in there and nudge them around. I do need to get the blue one. That's on the list of stuff to do's. And then there's a temporary uh, smelting system here because I don't have a big smelter yet. Over here, we have two different things, both of which are unfinished rooms. You can kind of tell about when I stopped being motivated to finish the rooms. I want to decorate this room like it's oh, I'm failing the parkour. I want to decorate this room kind of like it's a lush cave, and with the story that it's kind of like uh half finished. Like I want to show the iron golems moving around as though they're building it because I have no intention of actually decorating this entire room. That would be painful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably spend more time than it would take to decorate the room and make it look like a partially finished room that is in a lush cave where copper golems are building it. And so, you know, I'm making this harder on myself than I need to, but that's the plan. And this is an iron farm. It auto crafts to blocks and sorts out poppies and puts them back here. And sometimes iron, apparently. I don't know. It mostly works. I am proud of this design though. I want my goal was to make it a 3x3, so I used a copper golem for sorting instead of a traditional item filter. But then I needed to get the locking of the chests in a 3x3, which was difficult as well. But I have a pretty good system, and I think it works pretty well. And I got it all in that 3x3 size, which I'm pretty proud of. It was kind of a self-constraint, like a self-imposed constraint, uh, but it worked out. This is all taking place like we're digging this out inside of a mine shaft. So I had a spider spawner that was like in the perfect place to put it in front of a window. So I built a little spider farm here. I go through a lot of string though, so it's almost always empty. And then over here, there's just nothing else. Um, it's just a dead end because this is a giant build which I will be working on over the course of years. I have no interest in like finishing this just for the sake of finishing it with every single farm. Like I'll just add farms into it as I need them over the course of my playthrough in this world. And I think that is a-okay. Now, what's in this last room? Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. So you'll notice I have a decent chest system here, a lot of which is empty because I have more chests than I need, which is the idea so that I have space to fill in when new updates come out. Like I have my general wood area, stuff like that. Um, this is not auto-sorted, and it also doesn't support having a lot of an items. Like you'll notice over here, I just have like spammy chest monsters from everything from digging this place out. And this is not my only chest monster of stuff. Like I have 3 chest monsters of stuff like this. And so I needed back storage for blocks that I have a lot of. So I designed a shulker system, as you can see over here, that basically how it works. I'll demonstrate. Basically how it works is I walk up and I look, stone. This shulker would be entirely filled with stone. I break it, and then it places another one. And I can input stuff into the system by just dropping raw items into this chest or shulkers into this chest, and it would auto unload them. That's basically the play. Um, Now, this is an unfinished build, and so for the other ones, I'm just acknowledging unfinished. They are unfinished, or like not fully done. Like most of them are 99% done. I just wanted to rush some stuff in this underground base so I could move on to the next big thing. And I'll probably finish them in like some downtime I have like later this year. But this one I was working on like today. Like in the last 12 hours or 24 hours, I built most of this. So I need a little bit of grace for this one. This is a work I just needed it done before we start our next big project, which I've accidentally leaked 3 times this video already. So basically, this is what it looks like. You'll notice that it's repeating, so like there's some symmetry to it. I created this shulker autofiller that fills up a shulker completely and then breaks it and sticks it in the chest. Each one of these chest sections, like sleeves, uh, hold about, I think it's like 1.2 million blocks, something like that. Um, so this is pretty good. I needed them to run in parallel uh, for efficiency. Is there a better way to do this? Probably. This is the one I designed. It appears to work. I haven't tried it even in creative in a full-scale manner. So I don't really know, but I know on paper one of these modules worked. I tested them today. So hypothetically, this entire thing should work. Oh, and once if like for some reason there's an item in this system that doesn't fill in one of our backlog chests, it just spits it out over here and it drops onto this hopper and it goes into these chests here. So I would just dump, like if I have a bunch of garbage in my inventory, I would just dump them in here, and then anything I need to sort into these chests are just right here and I can sort them out. So yeah, I think it's a pretty cool system. I think it's pretty gnarly. Uh, this is what we need to finish up today. So we've there's a lot of stuff to get you guys up to date with. This is like 6 months of work, you see here, or more like 3 actually. I started actually more like 2. I started this like reading week. Um, but this was a lot of work. This was an incredible amount of work, and we made really good progress. But this was the next thing on the list to do. Now, like I said, I have chest monsters everywhere of stuff that should be in this system. So what we need to do is we need to finish up this portion here. I'm probably not going to build the shulker and loader because I don't really need it. If that makes sense, I don't need it right now. Eventually, we'll do an episode where I just go around and finish stuff, like just tidy things up. But right now, I'm focused on functionality, not uh, beauty. Although I do worry about beauty quite a bit. You'll notice that I dig out large areas around my redstone because I plan to, over here, I'll have a doorway that goes out each side and lets you go in catwalks to view the redstone. I try and work redstone into the building in a way that you can like go and access it and it looks pretty. So I will eventually decorate this whole area, as tedious as that might sound. Above here, I plan to put an aquarium with the new nautiluses, and I'm gonna make upside down coral reefs above it so it looks like you're kind of staring down into the water when you look up, and I think that'd be pretty cool with like the new I'm gonna have one of every type of nautilus swimming around in there, and I think that would be pretty cool. I think that would look pretty nice. You'll also probably notice I got wings. I beat the Ender Dragon. I went out, I did it, I beat the Ender Dragon. I mean, obviously because I got shulkers and stuff. It was fun. It was a fun one. It was very easy. They make it's honestly like in this version of the game, the Ender Dragon is so easy. So it wasn't a hard undertaking. What was hard was getting Swift Sneak on these because I kept on dying to Wardens. So that was that was difficult. That one was a tough one, but I did it. I got everything I needed from it. I got the music disc, I got the Swift Sneak 3, and what else? I got the armor trim, silence armor trim. So that was like everything I needed from there. Uh, from the ancient cities. So what's the plan for today? The plan for today is we need to finish up this here and make sure it works. And what we're going to do is, you know what? Maybe in this episode we go around and we tidy things up and we try and like finish off some of the rooms and stuff in here so that we can like just say that they're a little bit more done. So like this room here, we'll get rid of the scaffolding. You know, over there we'll finish like I mean, there's not too much to finish over here to be honest. Like the only thing I need to do is like add a door. I need to fill this in. I am not dealing with that redstone today. No bueno. I'm trying to think what else. Actually, there is some stuff I want to do and I need to do and I don't want to do it. So you know what? We aren't going to do that today. Because I was going to say the only other thing would be like the iron farm, which I'm not doing right now. Like, I just don't have the will in me to do that. This room needs to be done. Just gonna stick a wall like right here. But honestly, I need a lot of tough for that, so that's kind of a bit of a whoopsie daisy. But what we're gonna do is we'll start off by just finishing this guy over here, and I think that will be a good start to today's episode. Good start. It's been 30 minutes. Uh, well, I've been live multiple times today. Uh, I just go on live when I'm off the game. And it's also important to note, like what I'm doing is I'm recording episodes. So talking to stream right now, I'm recording episodes, and just when my mic comes through OBS, like the stream can hear it. Here, check this out. I almost swore. This is a no swearing channel. No bueno. Uh, I got that sailor's mouth. Check this redstone out, dude. I finally finished it, or it's almost done. I just need to get dispensers to shoot water stuff into the water stream. It autofills shulkers with one block that's filtered out up top. It's pretty sick. So like how it's gonna work is I just like walk up to here and I'll be like, hey, I want a full shulker of andesite because I'm building something with andesite. I'll just break it and then it places another one. And each one of these columns of chests can hold like 1.2-ish million uh, blocks. And so I'm using shulkers to like shrink the size of the chests. And I think this is a pretty cool system. And I have room, so I don't need more than this for modern day blocks. Like this is the main ones you'll have a lot of. And then I'll probably add like netherrack, blackstone, basalt, what else? Prismarine, and then probably each of the wood types. And I think that is pretty good, pretty good start. Hey, but check this out. I'm gonna have I shown you the castle yet, Nico? All right. Just gotta wait for the replay file to save here. Boom, this is the next project that I'm working on. I've been working on it in creative. Uh, yeah, this is like a rough draft basically. So it looks pretty nice. I'm pretty happy with it. Only took me a few days to pull this together. Not like full days, just like over the course of a few days I pulled this together using like World Edit and Axiom. Um, this is just a rough draft. I'm just playing around with ideas. I'll probably put the castles in like slightly different places in the real world. Like I'll try and make these walls consistent instead of like 2 2 2 1 2 2 2 1 2 2 2 2 2 1. Like I'll probably just make them all 2 or all 3, something like that. So then I have more consistency in the build. This bridge is pretty much exactly what I'll have though. I mean, obviously it's not totally finished, but I think this looks really good. I need to dither this block transition like more like this, just dithering. Um, so like it helps smooth the transition. But yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty gnarly. The replay mod is so sick, bro. I'm gonna use that for the episode. I think I'll do some cool stuff with it. All right, so I think what we got to do here is place that there. All right, so I think what we got to do is we got to place that there. We got the soul sand down, and then place this here, Man, I am failing with the hoppers right now. Go like this. And I don't know exactly what hopper tick speed is, but if we go like that, go maybe like 2. Actually, let's go further out. So I'll double comparator. And then go 2 tick. Actually, we'll start with 3 tick. And go like this here. And then we set that to subtract. And if we go like that and we put a target block right here, it should like auto pump out. I think this should work. All right, we got the target block. We throw the target block there, and then this should work. So now let's put okay, so I believe that this is a little bit less than hopper speed, so this should never have an issue. Okay, which one did we put it in? That's a little bit less than is this just hopper speed? Oh, okay, this is just hopper speed. Okay, this is perfect. Okay, I should have started with this one. You're home? Nice. I finally finished it, Natalie. Or basically I finished it. So let us dump some items in there and then see how this does. Oh, I forgot a crucial step. Very crucial step. I need the kelp. I need the kelp. Okay. Now, let's dump a bunch of stone in here. This is a storage system? Yeah. This is a pretty hefty storage system. Let's head up here. And let's take a look at this. So stone should be this one. So it should be filling that up as stone right now. Oh, it's gonna take forever. Look, you know what? Let's do this. I just want to make sure this works. Should hit 64 at any moment here. Not getting any stone. Are we out of stone already? Oh, the water washed it away. Okay. I was wondering why I didn't hear anything. Okay. Now let's see if this guy works. Watch this be the first time the shulker doesn't land in the hopper. If that happens, I'm gonna just I will probably rage quit. Technically, there's a stack of andesite in there, but we're gonna ignore that. So it's filled. Why? What? Why is it not working? Okay, we gotta figure this out. We gotta work out the kinks here. Uh, Am I missing a part in all of these? Oh my goodness. All right. I know what I'm missing. I just want to make sure. It is on page 18, right? Okay, we're working out a lot of kinks right now. Damn it. All right, hold up. Hmm. I thought it was page 18. And oh, that's a problem. Okay, well, I'm glad I found that. Let it die. Okay, this is seriously. Alright, I'm playing with fire right now. We're just going up there the normal way. Huh, so this doesn't work. Uh... Okay, well, that means I'll just have to... Oh, for fuck's sake. I hate when that happens. Alright. Ah, this means I'm gonna have to do it the way I didn't want to do it. If you can't tell, this is not the first time this has happened. Okay, we're gonna use sticks, I think. So we need 10. Okay, we're gonna need a lot of sticks. So let us come over here and manually do this. Wait, what is this filling up right now? Okay, this should work. Now we should see this start filling up. No. I already figured out how this thing works. It's been a minute. Oh, Okay, it'll still make some chests, but yeah, it should be filling this up generally. All right, I know how to fix this. That is the key takeaway here. I have a rough idea of how to do this. And I took the redstone block. So let us... It doesn't normally do this, but it can happen. Ah. So this is actually an issue. Alright, we'll just have to AFK this for a bit. And then we should have enough sticks to do what we need to do. Actually, if I go too close, then when I break them, they're gonna fall in. Alright, here we go. Alright, I'm gonna stop stream for while I AFK. I'll be back in a little while.